Hi, my name is Ryan Lane, and welcome to my review channel. So for today's movie, I will be reviewing Moonfall, directed by Roland Emmerich and starring Patrick Wilson and Halle Berry. So anyway, this film basically details how the moon is literally coming to Earth. Literally, the best I could say, there's something going wrong with it, and it is on an elliptical path, and it is going to obliterate Earth, and it's up to a disgraced astronaut, played by Patrick Wilson, and his boss, co-worker, whatever, Joe, played by Halle Berry, and a Elon Musk fanboy nerd to help them. Yeah, so let me put it this. I think the best way to describe this film is this. If you've seen a Roland Emmerich movie, you've seen this film. It's got it all. You've got the conspiracy theorist who's played by Casey Houseman. He's basically just a stereotypical nerd. He is the all-knowing nerd. Whenever a plot point happens, he automatically knows. It's like, yes, it's happening because science do da there and science do da there, and he's just ugh. And yeah, so I mean, he falls into the overly annoying two-dimensional character in this film. The other type is the bland and not great and uninteresting character, in which Patrick Wilson falls squarely into. He's a disgraced astronaut who feels guilt over the loss of a character who you barely got to know for like few minutes tops. I think it's like 3 minutes. And so, yeah, I think that's the film's biggest problem. It's characters you care very little about, trying to stop things from going bad, and it's about the relationships with characters you somehow care even less about. And yeah, it's like at one point, because it's like those core three characters, it's like they've got their respective families are all also trying to survive the apocalypse, and yeah, they're just bland nobodies. There's just no personality between them, and any like emotional conflict between those two parties is ridiculously easy solved in minutes. Like at one point, like this kid Sonny with his stepdad, they're in this like destroyed firehouse, and at one point he's like, yo dude, I don't want to spend the end of the world hating each other, and to which Sonny is like, I don't hate you, to which the other character is like, okay, close enough. Like interactions like that. And I guess also another problem. So, it's like, you'd think with Roland Emmerich, it's like, okay, alright, characters aren't great, but, it's an action movie. It's like, surely there are good effects. It's like, no, not really. I mean, let's start off with the fact that, one, the effects in this film are surprisingly cheap. Like, there are some obviously CGI buildings that get destroyed. It's like, you look at them and you're like, these look surprisingly plasticky in nature, and it's only compounded further when it cuts to like actual sets. Like at one point, Patrick Wilson's character, he's on the West Coast in California, and like the waves are pounding the coastline, and it cuts to like a CGI thing, and it's like, dang, that looks fake. And then it cuts to inside this hotel, and you're like, it just really highlights the bareness of the sets. And then when the CGI is good, it just, I don't know, I mean, it's like there's things messing with gravity, which again, you've seen that in Independence Day Resurgence. That's nothing new. And then there's the moon itself, which is the subject of, and I kid you not, megastructurist. It's like, really, that's the best word you could come up with. And the origin story behind the moon is cliche and boring as all hell. Yeah, so with that in mind, I mean, is there anything good? Well, I mean, the acting is fine. I mean, there's no one that gives like really, it's like bad performance in this film. The primary trio of characters are doing their best. However, I will note, and I don't mean to be mean to the child actors, but the child actors aren't that great either. They're very all flat and all talk the same. Yeah, so yeah. What can I say? It's not very good. The visual effects, even by Roland Emmerich standards, aren't that great. The plot is cliched, it's derivative, and it feels way too long, and it has yet another sequel bait end a la Independence Day Resurgence. It's like, Roland Emmerich, stop trying to make Moonfall 2 happen. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, with that in mind, I will be giving Moonfall 1.5 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day.